Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another podcast, an episode of Bridging the Gap Between Black Men and Women. Today I have, again, some special guests. Can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Erica.
Jonathan.
And I'm Alonda Kariaku.
Yeah.
Love that name. So tonight's topic, let me go to the banner and put it up there. Nope, that's not it. It's not love and loyalty. So let me put this up here. I put it up, but why women leave relationships first, Talana?
Yes. And I got that from you because you said it during my podcast and you said it during yesterday's podcast. And then I did some research and I was shocked that women leave first. I never thought the women leave first. I always thought it was the man that left the relationship first.
So why did you automatically assume that it was the men that leave a relationship first?
Because the man will always step outside the relationship. He's always out of the home. He always had the second family for the most part. He just continued as if, he was single. So that's why I thought I would have never thought it was 70-something% women leaving first.
So do you think
it didn't even give the years, so I'm not for sure if this doctor was given years on, like, is this something that started happening in 2010 on up or 2000s on up. He just said that women left first due to sensitivities. He was so vague that I'm like, okay, what type of sensitivity? So I guess that's the subject we need to talk about. Why would a woman leave?
We're going to talk about it.
I feel like a big part of it is because I'm not going to say like all men are like, they need the bare minimum in a relationship. They want like simple things. But women are more like, they want like love, affection, a lot of sensitive, more emotional related things. And if they feel they're not getting that, then they'll just step away.
Yeah, but I still didn't see them leaving the home or the relationship. And especially a marriage. I didn't see them leaving a marriage first.
Why not?
you didn't see who leave a marriage first?
The women. I don't know if it was a survey that doctor did, but I just don't see the women leaving the relationship first. I'm so used to women just sticking and staying a lot longer than anyone. And I am one of those people.
Okay.
Excuse me, I have a pest that's kind of bothering.
Black stool so I can enjoy this.
Okay, the black stool right here behind the door. I asked him, did he want to join? He said no.
Oh,
You.
God damn it.
Look, now he's doing.
Women can't get along.
Let me give you a little stats, okay, if I may.
Okay.
Based on statistics, 80% of women initiate divorces, right? One theory is that women continue to gain their own independence, that they aren't as reliant on their husbands as they once were. So now we have to do something in comparison to traditional women as opposed to modern day women. Back in the traditional time, how you doing, Buddha?
Hey, what's up, family? I'm trying to get her to take this thing off so we can both hear, so it makes sense. I'm sorry. I'm on some husband stuff, I guess. Whatever.
So we're good. So we'll give you a minute. But traditional women more so relied on the husband to provide and protect and take care of the family. They stayed in the home. More modern day women are a lot more educated. And so this is what makes them declare their independence. So when you take this into account, women, not all women, but a large majority of women don't feel the need to be in a relationship with a man because they feel they can pay their bills, they've raised the kids by themselves, the whole 9 yards. So with that being said, this is the reason a lot of women are bringing about these three elements, I like to call them, femininity, independence, and declaring their state of being a modern day woman. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I
They,
agree with that.
huh?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because
So
like even leaving my last relationship, like once I was able to like say to myself, like, oh, I don't need him for anything, and I could like do it all by myself. It helped a lot with leaving because I feel like women, when they feel like they have to stay because they need to rely on whoever they're with, they're more tempted to stay. But since now it is easier to become independent as a woman, they don't feel inclined to stay in the relationships they're in if they're not happy.
well, Alonda, while you were gone, I read this thing, and just to touch bases on it again, statistics prove that women leave relationships more so than men. Alonda, while you were gone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, women break up households and family more than men. Prove that women leave relationships more so than men.
Right. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm getting a feedback. Somebody have their phone on YouTube.
Yeah, I was shocked. I'm seriously, I was shocked.
So I think that old mindset that women try to embrace today,
I was shocked.
somebody has their YouTube on. I think that old who has YouTube on? Women try to embrace today.
It's a delay.
Yeah.
Somebody has. Alonda.
Right. That's my husband. I'm gonna have to give him his AirPods again. Can you send him his own link?
Do you have both of yours, man?
Yes, I just gave it to you, baby.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you only had one.
Yeah, you have to send
Hold
it.
on, give me 1 second, please.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I thought you were giving me the one so we could both.
Okay. Okay, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What you guys are saying, it's not like, oh yeah, I'm getting my independence now. I think some people understand that. So someone who's been to step on this relationship, that is only be to get there. Yeah, I think that's why now modern day women are more like, oh yeah, I'm in this relationship until I'm doing better, and then I'm out. Yeah, you got me. I need to keep it.
That's good.
How often do you feel?
I see it a lot.
You see it a lot, and that's why a lot more often. Because if you look at those same stats,
That's fine. Because you can take it.
present day, women are leaving more because it's more like I'm just using you for what I need you for.
Okay, so can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you good.
Sorry about that. That was all me. My bad.
Okay, back to the subject matter. It has been said over the years and even over the course of my life that men are the ones that break up homes, but statistics and studies have proven that more women per capita file for divorces than men do. More women, when they declare their independence, become successful in the workplace, they're more subject to leave a family with children involved than men do. So I think we have to come to that point now and accept that it's not the men that's breaking up and creating disparity in our families. It's particularly women. And when you go to based on races, it's black women over any other woman. Actually,
And I didn't see that. I didn't see that when I was doing the research. It just said women in general.
well, it depends on where you
I
where
looked
you
up the doctor that you when you said it, when I researched it, a doctor came up and he just said women leave at like 70% due to sensitivities, and he gave 3 sensitivities.
I got something on that. I was having a discussion with my wife earlier about that, and I put our stuff on the table, and I said it's interesting because you put up with way more than what I would put up with. To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? I was just honest with my. It's like, yeah, I mean, you put up. She gives me like nothing to complain about, basically, right? I got plenty to complain about. I already know. You know what I'm saying? I just know me. But so that's interesting because I wouldn't put up with a lot more than what she's put up with me. So that just interesting me.
Okay, we have
Statistics and stuff. You know what I mean?
we have another guest. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, Ramon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Magic.
Hi, Magic.
Hey, Magic.
Hi, I'm in California. I am used to be over 20 year married woman. I am now a widow of almost 5 years.
Sorry to hear about that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we're talking about tonight, Magic, why women leave relationships first. And actually, I didn't type this in here, right? So let me go back and edit it. So at any time, you can comment if you like. We had another guest. I don't know what happened, why she's not here, but we're going to continue. Okay, so I want to read something for you, if I may, Alonda, just so you understand. When we touch bases on certain subjects, I'm not just going to rely on my knowledge or my personal experience. I'm gonna try to support whatever I say or convey as with facts. All right.
Right.
And it's talking about African American women have a special stake in these debates. Okay. So these are professors and doctors. Black women are estimated to spend less than half as much time married as do white women. Now they're comparing them to other ethnic groups. Okay. So we
Okay.
have another guest that have attended. So please introduce yourself.
Hey there, I'm Kawanda Miller from Tennessee.
Hey, Kwanda.
Hey.
Okay, so what
Can
we're
you guys
talking
see
about,
me or is it too dark? I'm trying to make sure I set my thing
We
up.
can see you.
we can
Okay.
see you. Okay,
Okay.
so what we're talking about is why women leave relationships first. And I'm reading something that was done by a study, and it's in comparison to black women versus white women, right? So it said partly due to marriage gaps, black children are nearly 3 times as likely as white children to live with a single parent, mother, while the growth of single parents families since the 1960s has been concentrated among those black and whites who are most disadvantaged. So, and I got more stuff, but here's the thing. When you talk about studies that's done by universities and colleges based on the populace of our communities and our society, these are the people that don't have actually all the facts, but they have the majority of the facts. So I'm not understanding why is it that people, as you said, Alonda, still allude that Black men are the fault for the disparity in our communities and in our families. Why are we still carrying that burden when it has been proven time and time again that it's not the men, it's the women?
I never heard of that. I never heard of that. That, like I said, the other day when you mentioned it, that was the first time I ever heard of it.
See, now we throw something out there too. Location and upbringing are a lot in this situation, right? Like coming where she comes from, over in Ohio, relationships are different. People stick it through the thick and the thin, like truly. They don't just call it quits first signs of some trouble. You know what I mean? So her mindset on that is different than the facts that you presented that opened her eyes. You know what I'm saying? It's like she's like, nah, it's like you just you sit there and you put up with the shit, you do the shit, all the stuff. You know what I mean? So she's coming from a different thought process on that. But once you heard that and then researched and found that it was true, it's like, damn, eye opening, because she hasn't been around that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even my mother, when she brought it up, she was like, "Did you hear that?" And I was like, I haven't researched it yet. And I told her I was going to research it. She didn't even think that was a true statement.
What did I say when you brought it up? I'll let you say what I said.
Oh, just repeat it, please.
Well, let me say this, Buddha, that and this has been my thought for years. Okay, that oftentimes living in the society in which we live in today, embracing the ideologies that we select to embrace, people will embrace a lie before they sample the truth. Now, when I made that statement, instantly, your wife said, "Well, I've never heard that before," so she questioned it. And I'm glad that you did that and you did your research, because I need people to understand, as this podcast grow, and it will, that I even though I've said that this podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes, I will not get on here and try to mislead anybody, based on my personal beliefs. When we're talking about relationships, if I can't present facts based on stats, because I don't sit around and ask people, run around a mic, I'm reading this stuff on my computer. I have two computers right next to me that I do my studies on. And I repeatedly said that when I'm sitting at home, I'm not doing what a lot of people do. I'm constantly researching my matter. So when I get on, I know what I'm saying is based on the facts and the truths that I've read.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, you are an exception, and there's more exceptions when it comes to Black women. I don't want it to ever appear that I'm trying to be a Kevin Samuels to slander and degrade women, because everybody know me. No, I'm not like that. Now, do I have my moments? Of course I do. But everybody has their moments. When I state stuff on this podcast, it's based upon my experience and what I believe it to be. That doesn't mean it's a revelation. And that everybody has to embrace it. So with that being said, when we talk about Black men and Black women, we have to talk about things that's factual, not based on our emotions or what we simply believe with our upbringing.
No, but that was due to her reality that was presented to her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So she's going by her reality, not what you just said. You know what I'm saying? In all honesty. But knowing her, she's very receptive. And as soon as she heard that, she's like, damn, I ain't never heard that. Research is like, I stand corrected on that fact. But due to her history, her whole history spoke the opposite. You know what I'm saying? Because where she was from and the upbringing. That's all. Just locational makes a big difference, That's why a lot of cats are shopping out of the country.
Oh, hold on.
Locational.
So we have Treasure on, and I don't know. I know Magic and Kawanda don't know Treasure, but I know Alonda and Buddha do. So what I'm gonna do is, because this system is not set up where the comments automatically feed. She said the music is too loud. I can't hear.
What music?
I can't hear music.
Well, I think when we first came on, I did put some
Oh,
music on. So
What else you want to talk
okay, so can you see that comment?
about? I can't see.
Yeah, women are the first to leave.
Okay, so at any
I
time,
know how. I had to go all the way to the screen.
maybe you need to put on your Peabodys. So
I got mine on
at,
now, right next to her. I couldn't see.
at any time, y'all can chime in.
Let me say this. Hi, Kawanda. I've listened to
hi.
you, and
How you doing?
you've made some valid points on a couple of lives before. I'm gonna say this
Sick.
from I'll be 55 next month, and I'm gonna say from a black woman's perspective, not just a black woman, but I'm an intellectual black woman. I'm also a woman from the streets. So with that, black women as a whole generally have to tolerate, put up with, ignore, continuously go through a lot of different things. So because we have to be the moms, we have to be the ones to take care of home, and a lot of times we also have to work.
Yes.
We don't have time for the mess. Once a
Yeah.
man brings the mess on top of what you already have to do, there's no time for that. There's no time. If a man isn't going to contribute to the household the way he needs to contribute, yes, absolutely, women do leave. If a man does not uphold his duties as a man, as described between man and woman, or defined between that man and woman, yes, absolutely, a woman will leave. Women tolerate, women put up with.
So let me ask you this question, Magic, not to cut you off. So what happens when you get not a male but a man that possess those characteristic traits that most women desire, or at least they say they desire? He comes in and he's willing to do all those things, but yet you have this woman, because of her past experiences and the scars that she have or possess, he's very combative. He's very uncooperative. So how does a man balance that out when he's trying to be cohesive with this woman and create something that she doesn't really want to allow?
That
How do you
just
do that?
goes back to compatibility. That just goes back to you actually liking who you decide to sleep with. It goes back to
I agree.
companionship. For me, I was married for over 20 years. I've never been divorced before. I was engaged one other time, and I probably had 2 or 3 boyfriends growing up. So for me, I can only speak for me. And now I'm dating. So if I run across somebody and I can sense that we're not compatible, I'm not going to waste that person's time. Period.
Exactly. I
But
agree.
Right, because wasting time is just like wasting money. It's
It
even
is.
worse
And
than
it really is.
wasting money.
what a lot of people do,
Yes.
a lot of women do, is they will settle for
Right.
something. Men
Mhm.
will do the same thing. A lot of men will settle. Those two settling people get together and then they realize this man is getting on my nerves. This woman is getting on my nerves, but they continue to bump heads instead of going separate ways and going to find somebody else that works. I'm not
Right.
I'm not one that will sit around and allow somebody to continue to get on my nerves. I'm gonna get up and walk away. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna waste my
That
time
part.
to figure out, hey, what can I do? This isn't working. I'm done. It's
I
it.
hear you.
Now to
I
Right,
answer
because
your question,
everybody is not for everybody.
right now, Ramon, as you said, that guy comes in, that is what that woman is looking for. But what a lot of women and men don't realize is they don't know what they need. There's a big difference in what you want and what you actually need in your relationship from that person. You may be the kind of man that, or the kind of woman that your love language is affection, time, compliments. But your dude is not that guy. That's not where he came from. But if you discover that in your first few months of dating and you decide you're still going to settle for that, that's your fault.
Right, exactly.
It's not
At some point, you gotta take accountability. I agree with that. I really do.
Yeah, you can't settle. And I think a lot of people, because we, as Black women and Black men, we're in this rush to find who's right for us. You have to
Right.
let it happen. You have to let it be natural, and it has to be authentic. Yeah, sometimes, okay, yeah, he snores. You can put up with that. But if he's the kind of guy that's still hanging out with his friends, and you're the kind of woman that likes to be in the house and be close to your dude, why would you settle for that?
Exactly.
Men, you pick a woman because she's gorgeous, she's pretty. You overlook. She may be too young. She may be inexperienced. She may have not had very many jobs. She doesn't know what the corporate world is like. She's not educated. So you, because she's pretty, now you've been with her for a year and you realize that she's not as intelligent as you are, or she can't really be your backbone because she doesn't have life experiences, but you settle because she's pretty. You settle because she's the trophy girl. But yet still what you need is none of the qualifications that she actually has.
Yep, and that's what a lot of guys are finding themselves ending up with, and dealing with. And I'm seeing it a lot, and that's what's going on. Like we had talked a couple of days, last week or so, about why people are single. Why are there so many single people?
Right.
And I think, and that's part of the reason. Yeah.
I'm not good. I'm just.
They're truly forcing a grown relationship on somebody that's not ready.
Right.
That person has to be ready for that mature relationship.
Right.
Okay, hold on.
And for somebody like me being single now, I had a perfect marriage. I don't have no complaints. By perfect, I mean we built our foundation together. We knew each other as kids. We were together over 20 years, married over 20 years. We knew each other. We were wonderful together. We did everything together, raised our kids. Everything was good. It was really, really good. So now, being single, any bit of mess that comes my way on a date or conversing over the phone, I'm good. I'm not even.
So what type of men are you meeting since you're single? I'm married, so what type of men are you meeting now?
I meet a lot of men that are confused. I meet a lot of men that are so confused.
Well, you know what? Hold on, because now this is becoming a man bashing thing.
No, that was a legit question. That was a legit question.
No,
okay, hold on.
I do meet a lot of men that are confused, but I meet a lot of men that are afraid to start over. I meet a lot of men that are not ready to start over. I meet a lot of men that think they know what they want, but they don't know.
Wait a minute. It's almost what you're saying may have some validity to it, but it's almost like you're saying men can't come up to your standards. And
no. That never came out my mouth.
You never said that.
No.
But it can easily be misconstrued as you implying that.
No,
because
absolutely not. The
hold on, man.
To me was, what kind of men am I meeting? I also can follow up with, I'm not putting myself in a lot of situations to meet a lot of different men.
Right, exactly.
I'm in school, I study, I'm just finished my master's, I'm going into a doctorate program. So I really don't have a lot of time to put myself in a lot of different situations to meet a lot of different men. But what I have come across are the men that really aren't sure. I love Black men. I'm not going anywhere else. I hold Black men to a very high regard. My daddy's a Black man. So there's no one better to me than a Black man. I don't care what you've gone through. I don't care what you've done.
Exactly.
I am pro-Black man. I love a Black man. And if I can help you, if I can guide you, if I can support you in any way, you have to first know what you need in order for me to be that support.
Here's the thing.
Where are you finding these men?
Hold on, Buddha. Hold on, let me get this point across.
Sorry.
Here's the thing that I think a lot of women fail to understand. And it doesn't matter what your socioeconomic status is, what your educational level is, that men are men. Either you're a male or you're a man. It's just clear cut like that. Oftentimes, when men meet women that have those comparable characteristics, the education, the career, the house, the money, you name it. Men are not threatened by that. What men have problems with, and I'm one of those men, is when I come into a relationship or try to come into a relationship, is the inability to be compatible based on communications. That's what you're talking about. Different level of men is the men you're talking about. But when you're talking about men that don't have education, don't have that experience, when they meet women like you that's well-rounded, of course they're going to feel threatened by you because of your status and what you bring to the table that they don't bring to the table. But oftentimes when it's men that have compatibility, it's the inability to communicate because you're bringing your own belief system just like he is. And if that compromise is not there, it's just not going to happen.
You're just not compatible at that point.
Of course not.
Huh?
Of course it's not.
That means you're not compatible.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the whole.
Exactly.
That's all. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of the process. You dig? To see who you're
Right.
compatible with. You know, like me and my wife. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is the first relationship I was with, involved in, where it didn't go well. You know, go physical, and then you get to know each other the ass backwards way. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you know what I mean? So we got to know each other truly as friends for a lengthy amount of time. You know, it's like even if the interest was there, we were friends. You know what I'm saying? Until all situations were solidified. You know what I mean? And when we went about it organically, you know what I'm saying? And it's like that's the longest I've ever dated somebody, seen somebody, or whatever, without being physical with them. And
But
that's when I got married to. That's when I rocked because I wasn't planning on getting married at all. Told her as a friend, I'll never get married. You know, so it made no damn sense. She didn't convince me to get married. I just realized why I wanted to marry her. That's what it was.
Right.
You know, through the time to get to truly know each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, what's the longest you've gone without having physical relations with somebody and getting to know each other? You know what I'm saying? So you might want to start there, to be honest. You know, because as corny as it sounds, I mean, there's some old school shit that is true to fact. You know what I mean? So if you ain't tried it, well, fuck, you ain't been winning what you've been doing. So fuck, give it a shot, right? So, yeah, you might want to give that a shot. Get to know the person before pounding them out.
Here's the thing, brother. I commend you because you know during your travels, I was there with you and your wife before you even got to that point.
Listen, you were there when I met my wife for the first time. It was you, her,
Exactly.
and Jamila,
Right.
MGM. You know what I mean? So we walked at 8 a.m. p.m. and all that shit.
I watched your travels and I watched your progress till you came to this plateau of satisfaction that you're on now and married, and that's a commendable thing. But here's on the flip side, most people in the world today will not take that path. They won't.
Right.
You know, it's about seeking, sampling, and then determining. Okay,
Thinking and then what?
You said seeking family and then determining. Is that what you said?
No, with Sam.
Seeking. Most men seek first.
Seek.
They want to sample. They want to sample.
Gotcha.
And then they make a determination based on that sample.
Understandable. And check this out. That's what we were taught because when we were youngsters, we wanted to sample everything any damn way. You dig? So, I mean, we were leading with the wrong head. You hear me? So, you know, some of that's misconstrued because our wiring, shit, we poke something that ain't living. You know what I'm saying? As a teenager, youngster,
sex is all a part of life, man. You know, and how you choose to engage it is solely based on your preference.
True, but it changes the conversation. Okay, as soon as you have that sex, you have a different chemistry from the get-go, but you jump the gun is what I'm getting ready to say, right? So it's like when you get to know each other and you fight those urges, man, come on now. You see my wife. I've been wanting to hit that. But I'm just saying, when you fight those urges, you know what I'm saying? Like that the whole fucking time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like you truly like focus on getting to know the person and getting to know about them and stuff like that because you have no other choice because she ain't gonna let you hit. You know what I'm saying? So that was my route. But it worked out perfect. You know what I'm saying? So I truly got to know her. And I wasn't in a rush either. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you know, I was so focused on rebuilding. You know my history.
Well, you start out the traditional way. Most people are not looking to go into relationships the traditional way. They're looking at the modern day. So when we talk about why women leave relationships, It's based on many factors. And see, once again, it can easily be misconstrued that when you give your opinion based on decisions and choices that women have made and are still making, and I'm not talking about so much as older women, I'm talking about younger women. The first thing people say is you're pointing fingers. No, it's not pointing fingers. You got to call it what it is. If it walks and quack like a duck, it's a duck. It's plain and simple. You can't make that motherfucker out to be a horse. I don't care how you try to convince people and manipulate the situation. If it's a duck, it's a duck. It's as simple as that. And that's what people don't do. And my grandmother always told me this: create your small world inside this great big world, and only allow those people in that's going to bring you contentment and joy. And yet we don't. We keep those doors open and let everybody in. And then when they bring all this disharmony and contention, then we want to sit around and blame the world for the decisions that we make. And women can't do that.
Got you. Now check this out, bro. Now, you remember where you just heard that advice from, right? You said, yo, grandma. God damn it.
She raised
Yeah,
me.
no, you ain't young for shit. Now that's some retro shit. That's some retro shit. You know what I'm saying? that's some games from grandma. No, but you know what I'm saying? No, you know what I'm saying? That's grandma. We talking about way back when. And you speaking on her advice right now. Now, I'm speaking on the advice of our forefathers as well. You know what I'm saying? They told us, don't be messing around. You know, they've been told us that, right? They tried to point us in the right direction, but hormones pointing in a different direction. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we take heed to a lot of our elders. We be a lot further off. You dig? You just quoted your grandmother, not your mother, but your grandmother. You know what I'm saying? That's of a different. Come on now.
That's very traditional.
That's very traditional. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's like that foundation spoke through you at this age. You know what I'm saying? So you spoke on it. So we need to reflect back on those people and listen to what they really said. And
so you got to go back to the basic, simple life.
Real talk.
Strategies.
I agree. I like that.
A little reset button. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. It's a reset button. Like I said, I ain't never did that in my life. And I was 41 years old. And I'm getting to know this other grown woman. And man, usually, 2 weeks was that third date rule. You dig? You know what I'm talking about. Back in the day, third date rule, you know what I'm saying? Especially if I paid for them, you're crazy. Anyway, I'm just saying, different rules now.
But it's still going to all boil down to the two people agreeing upon how they're going to press forward. If you are the guy that wants some ass real quick and you run across a girl who says, no, I'm waiting 90 days, why are you going to keep chasing her?
If that's what you're looking for, exactly.
Move on.
Where did this 90-day rule come from?
I don't know. I'm not the 90-day girl. I'm 55 years old. I'm not the 90-day girl. I don't have too many hit it and quit it's left in me. So I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I don't care about the 90 days.
Okay. You said you quit it a minute ago. Huh?
Man, look here. I'm not waiting. I'm not one of those that's gonna wait. I got more years behind me than I got ahead of me. So if I'm attracted to you and I like you and we got the same vibe, I'm gonna do a little rubbing, you're gonna do a little rubbing, and if the rubbing turns into a whole lot of friction and we cracking, then let's go.
Yeah, you ain't done. That's that thing right there. You ain't done. I'm sorry.
Let me ask you this. Okay, that's really the consensus of the world, but people hide behind that because they have this moralistic.
You said moralistic.
I like it. I'll roll with it.
I want to hear.
That they hide behind. Now, some people live their life. You are an exception. You live your life based on morals. Everybody today don't live their life based on morals. They live their life based on that temporary gratification that they want at that given time. It's just that plain and simple. I don't care if I want to have sex with a woman. Why do I care what you think or what you say? It ain't gonna change how I just got through feeling.
It depends on what you're looking for.
But it depends on the outcome that you're trying to see.
Exactly. You want that nut, it's gonna feel the same. Shit, you get nut by yourself quicker, better. You dig? Okay, so why waste your time? So what you need to
was it you, Kawanda, that we had show companionship versus relationships? Okay. Most people today don't want relationships. And I'm gonna give you a prime example, and I hope she's watching, right? I was just recently talking to a woman, and I'm not going to mention her name, okay? But here it is. She made some statements to me that didn't register to me as a man and as a human being, because what she said had no justification to it. Okay. If you're asking a man to come into your life or be a part of your life, you have to reciprocate the same energy, because this is what most women's complaint today. Men don't reciprocate the energy that they put forward. But when a man puts forth that energy and a woman doesn't reciprocate it, it's okay. I call you when I want to call you. I text you when I want to text you. So if that's the case, then kick rocks, because I'm cool on that. That's not what I'm looking for.
But that's not the same energy, bro. That right there is different energy. If she ain't presenting what you're presenting, that's not the same energy. You just said, I'll call you when I call you, but you're like, let's communicate. That's the wrong person. All right, I'll call you whenever.
But
Next.
I get texts saying, you need to grow up. What are you trying to say? I'm talking about, I don't think you're going to get any growner than me. Seriously. You know, I may not be the perfect man, but you're not going to get any growner than me. So if I'm not doing the right things and making the right decisions, why am I at where I'm at in life? Because I've had major setbacks in my life that people can't recover from.
Right.
I may not be rich, I may not be famous, but I'm taking care of my business. I'm still a single father, doing what I'm supposed to do. You know, I'm active in my community. I'm active on my job, in my career. So what more do you want from a man?
It has nothing to do with your accolades. It's always about the vibe. You have to feel somebody. You could absolutely be, and I'm going to take nothing away from what you said.
So what are you talking to me for if you don't feel me?
No, but this is the thing. If you sought this woman out and you realized behind 10, 15 missed calls or text messages that she's not communicating how you want to, how much punishment do you need before you stop messing with her? She's not for you. Move on.
Well, I
The
come to
puzzle
that
don't fit.
conclusion.
It doesn't matter. You have a good job. You're a good man. You're a good father. You have all these things that women like, yes, but yet and still, if the chemistry is not there and the compatibility is not there, the vibe's not there, that's no one's fault.
Right.
So why does she keep reaching out to me if there's no chemistry there?
Because you're letting her.
You keep letting her.
You keep letting her. Walk away. It's
She has different motive. She has different motive. If that's the case, she has different motive.
I'm going to lace up my Nikes, okay? I'm going to lace my Nikes up now.
Yeah, why would you waste your time? Like, it's not, especially now, you're a few years older than me, and
no, I'm younger than you.
Hey, look, you both old. Calm down, okay?
Don't worry.
You can't waste your time. You can't waste your time on what's not. You cannot. Okay, perfect example. You cannot fit a square into a circle. You cannot fit a circle into a square. You do construction. You can't always turn a flathead with
You gotta at least know the other name of it. You can't just give an analogy and not know the other name of it. Damn.
You can't with a Phillips. You can't do that.
There you go.
You can't. So why keep trying? Yeah. Why would you keep poking a Phillips screwdriver into a flathead nail or screw?
Right.
It's not gonna work. You may get one or two turns out of it, but that's it. Why continue to waste your time? Just go get another tool and keep it moving. There's so many women out here that are probably what you need or are what you're looking for beyond what you are stuck on right now.
There's somebody that fits that criteria. You just need to find a person that fits that criteria. Now, I wasn't seeking at all. Like I said, I wasn't going to get married or nothing. This happened organically, right? So maybe we need to stop trying to force the puzzle pieces. You know what I'm saying? And easier said than done once you found what you found. You know what I'm saying? But it was at no effort. I promise you. Right. It was at no effort. I mean, so maybe we trying too hard. Maybe we looking for the stuff we seeking in the wrong places. That's all. That's all that's happening. You don't find the right spot.
I'm not seeking, but I do date. I get asked out. Okay, I'll go hang out.
Let's
And
see.
I will say at that table or wherever we are, you know, this is not going to work for me beyond us saying hi and bye. So I'm not going to waste your time.
Right.
And I'm definitely not going to waste my time. But we can still, you know, hang out or whatever. If you choose
That's
not to talk
respectable.
to me anymore, hey. But I'm not the woman that's looking for a man. And the sad thing is, I'm okay with being by myself, but at the same time, I'm not the woman that says I don't need a man. I absolutely do, but I know what I need, and I'm not
Right.
going to settle, and I'm not going to go seek it. If he
So
crosses my path,
let me ask you
lesson
this
number
question right
2.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, because Alonda, you and Buddha are married. Magic, you're single. Kawanda, you're single, correct?
Yes.
Kawanda, you're single. So
Yes, I'm single.
how do you help me understand from a woman's perspective, how do you manage your everyday life knowing you desire to be in a relationship, committed relationship, that you're not running out being promiscuous, fucking everybody, but you do may have your little flings here and there, whatever you do, okay, for your sexual gratification. But how do you feel it's going to come to that point where you feel that void that we all have being single?
You know what? For me, I can only say for me, I've done 20 plus years. I'm good. I've been unconditionally loved. I've loved unconditionally. If I get lucky and have that again, so be it. If not, I'm also okay with that. A lot of women have yet to be married to their dream come true. So many women have yet to find their Prince Charming. So yes, they are out there and they're not going to settle just for anybody. Why?
So you're content with the dog. You're content with the dog.
No,
I
I'm
love
not
my
content
dog.
with the dog. No, I'm not
Animal.
fucking on dogs. No, I'm not. I don't fuck on dogs. Let's
No,
get
that's
that clear.
that's not
Dogs are wonderful.
No.
I said you're content with the dog, meaning that's your companion. That's who you choose
Right.
to be with.
No,
in this
absolutely
single
not.
state.
You're wonderful animals. What do you mean?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I can still date. I can still hang out with. I can still enjoy the
I
company
see your
of
plan.
a man, but I'm not going to settle for him long term. And as long as we both have that understanding, that's okay. But no, I'm not going to sit in the house by myself day in and day out and twiddle my thumbs. But at the same
Right.
time, I've been
Live
there
your life.
already. I've had my relationship. I've enjoyed raising my kids. I've enjoyed
Right.
being a wife. So for
Yes.
me, I'm content if nothing else happens. Now, if I get horny and need something to crack, then I can do that by all means. But that's
Every
not
woman can.
about. Life is about now at this age, my peace. And I have to
Yes. Yes. At this age, look.
That's
Yes.
the number one thing. A lot of people don't understand. You got to have peace and happiness within.
I don't
And I
argue.
don't think these men are bringing peace and happiness to the
Yeah.
table.
And you know, I know who I am as a woman. I know my value. I'm not gonna say I know my worth because I know my value. I know
Exactly.
my value,
Yes.
first of all. And I'm not gonna just give my value or depreciate my value just picking a man just because I don't want to sit at home by myself. That's bullshit.
Right. Yes.
For anybody, male or female, that's not a way to live your life. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to live your life joyful. So what brings you joy? Do that. You know what I'm saying? It seems like you found it.
Right.
You
Right.
found your contentment and your joy. You know what I'm saying? You're
Right.
content here. We all know what we want, and we all know what we're willing to settle for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Now,
yeah,
you know, I
that's good.
empathize with women who have not found their Prince Charming. I empathize with them because I can see how frustrating that can be, not having that guy to call on. You don't have that companionship. You don't have that best friend. You're sick of going out with your girlfriend. You're sick of sitting at home, you know, with your hair all over your head and things. I empathize with that, but I can't relate to that now because I've already experienced so much.
Right.
But you know, and it's sad. The the dating pool for my age is horrible.
It's like that. I'm telling you, it's like that for everybody. Honestly, it's real messed up out here right now.
I'm okay because I'm not looking for a husband. I'm okay with that because I'm not looking for someone long term right now. But if he comes around, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
So you want a boy toy?
See there, you always want to put words in my mouth. Do y'all notice that he keep putting words in my mouth?
Hey,
He
I'm
said she
asking,
wants satisfaction.
Right.
hey, I'm asking a question. What?
No, I do not
He
want a
said
boy toy.
I
she wants
apologize. I apologize. I won't ask any more
See what you
questions.
did, Ramon? Damn it, Ramon. See? These are times you can just kick back. You did? You know what I'm saying?
I don't want a boy toy. I don't want a fuck buddy. I don't want that. But if I
I love Ramon.
point in life where I'm sitting here going, oh my God, I'm horny. I'm tired of playing with myself. I'm gonna call somebody. I'm gonna call somebody.
You're
Okay.
keeping it too real, look. Okay.
I let her tell on herself, Ramon. Let her do her thing, bro.
Here's the thing. Back to
See?
the topic.
See, Ramon? That's why I say kick back. They gonna do it.
Here's the thing. Back to why women leave relationships first. You know, I think it's only fair to say, based on statistics, and you know, we have more women on this panel today than we do men, and that's just the balance of life, or the imbalance of life. So the consensus proved that women are creating these disparities because of their belief system. Okay, no matter what they've been through, and I'm gonna believe this until somebody can change my mind through my personal experience. You can disagree if you want to, Magic. You have that right. But what I'm saying is, what you believe is not the majority of how most women out here, because you're not dating women. So you don't really know. You were married to a man. Women out here are leaving men and their families, filing for divorce more than men is. That's based on statistics.
What statistics are you getting that from? Where are you reading that? And that's another thing I asked you earlier too. Like, where are you getting those statistics? Because it doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like that at all.
When I did the research as
Men,
a
I think
doctor,
maybe equally. I see a lot of single fathers though, so I can say that I have seen a rise.
I can show you on this screen
equally.
and you
no,
can reach. No,
that's
it's
a
not
true
equal.
fact.
It gotta be
I did
because
the research. I did the
It's not
research. It was
equal.
a doctor that stated it, and then I went on YouTube to
Women are
research
leaving
some
men
more.
at a
And then they
alarming rate.
saying that, but like I said, I don't see it neither.
What makes it true? Because they said it. How are they proving that? You know, are we talking about marriages, or are we just talking about relationships?
It was marriages.
And you can find anybody who say anything. So you'll find someone with the pros and the cons of a conversation. This is our conversation. And I'll say that from my point of view, like I said from the get-go, my wife puts up with so much more than what I put up with. And so things that I would have been left for. To be honest, if the shoe was on the other foot, I'm just gonna be real with it. You know what I'm saying? But so in this situation, it doesn't fit. You know what I mean? So it doesn't sound right in my ear. You know what I mean? Because I know the facts over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so it's case by case. So you're always gonna find someone that's gonna
it is a case
support
by
your
case
thoughts.
situation. That's how I felt earlier too. It's a case by case situation because I don't know. I mean, if that's what it's saying, that's what it's saying. But
Right.
there's still men leaving families, so it's kind of hard. How can you say that
That's
women
what
are
I
the
said.
disparity?
That's what I said. It seems like
I
men
can't
are
see
leaving the
that.
families first.
And I know a lot of
Exactly.
men that have done it. That's great.
Exactly.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I want to
Been doing it long time ago, you know. So yeah, it's kind of crazy to see the women taking the lead now, but you know things are changing. So shoot,
Well,
who knows?
the world is
That's why I
evolving.
was asking him how long, what was the
Women
years,
have
because
always
the guy can give
been
years.
in the forefront. It's just the way that men have structured society that made women not that forced this ERA thing in the early 20s in the Great Depression. We're not talking about that. What we're talking about, just like you believe what you believe, these people are out here researching based on numbers of the populace. So if you're not inclined to believe that, then you're stuck in that tunnel vision. Because what you're
Let me give
saying
you an
is,
idea.
huh?
Let me give you something. Like my pops, he's of a certain age. He's 70 years old, right? And he keeps speaking of the fake fucking news. You hear me? So it drives me nuts because who's listening to the fake news, right? So it's one side or the other. So I'm listening to fake news, or the other half of the population is in the fake news. We don't know what the fucking fake news is. All I know is what my reality is, and by my reality and what I've seen from when I was growing up, that's one thing. What's changed? I don't know. I came out to a new world. You know what I mean? So it's something different for me. So I'm digesting a bunch of retarded stuff. So you know what I mean? It's just that's why I say that.
But it's still, it seems like it's more men leaving families, and that statistic to me is shocking. It can be true, and it might be true, but it's shocking.
And women are becoming more manly, as they say, taking the male role.
Yeah.
So that's bad, because if they're encompassing us and embodying us and seeing what they saw, well, I ain't gonna lie, right? I mean, them butch ass chicks get on my damn nerves.
Okay,
I ain't gonna lie, right? I ain't gonna damn lie.
Let me ask you this: everybody in here, how did you grow up? Did you grow up like I did in a poor family, or did you grow up in a middle class family?
Middle class.
Okay, were you associated with people in poor neighborhoods?
Yes.
You came from poor neighborhoods.
I prefer poor neighborhoods. I prefer it.
Here's the thing: your perspectives are based on what you've seen then. Okay,
True.
You've seen black men leaving the family because they were not men. They impregnated these women, and then they left them. So now women have embraced this ideology based on this movement.
Right. They're embodying us.
But is that really speaking for all women? Like a lot of women.
It said 70%.
So it's a majority by far.
Okay, so Ramon, so let me ask you, why should a woman stay if the things in the relationship are not beneficial to either party? Tell me what reasons in your mind why a woman should not leave a relationship.
I couldn't even possibly give you a reason why a woman should stay. If anyone, man, it doesn't matter what the gender is.
Exactly.
If you're in a relationship and that relationship is not conducive to you physically, psychologically, emotionally, then you should not stay. And I tell my family this all the time. I got family members, and they're probably watching, that in these toxic relationships, and they stay for two reasons. Because they're afraid of what other people are going to say, and for convenience. I just divorced my wife because she didn't conform to what I was looking for in a woman. You don't understand? If I'm doing what I'm supposed to do as a man, I expect you to do what you're supposed to do as a woman. All this texting shit, this social media is tearing families apart more than anything in the world has. Because if you get a woman, women like attention. So if you can get on and post a picture and all these sexy poses and stuff, and you got 100 or 1,000 niggas hitting you up every day talking about how beautiful you are and what they'll do for you, it makes you question why you're in that relationship, because you're not getting that same info, as you said earlier, Magic, from your man. That love language is not there. So you're going to seek it on social media. And this is what happened to my marriage. And when I tried to convey my concerns and you still wanted to do it, your ass got to kick rocks. It's time to go. It's no compromise. It's no reconciliation. It's time to put the white folks in it.
That's to hold to your standards. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I say a lot of women, when they posting all these sexy pictures, the image that you're projecting is a sexual image, and your audience is men that's constantly listening to sexual music, constantly watching sexual television.
We're sexual beings.
Right, and they're sexual beings on top of it. If you're feeding that animal that type of energy, what do you expect to get?
Yes, that's right.
I tell everybody I know, my nieces, my nephews, as far as I can remember, anyone that brings you more heartache and headache than happiness and health, you don't need in your life. Whether it be
Exactly.
a relative, a family member, whatever. You know what I mean? That doesn't fit that criteria, it doesn't matter because you got one life to live. You know what I'm saying? So that should be your standard right there. If they don't fit that basic criteria, I mean, damn, why move further? You know what I mean? That's
But
a
you know
good
what?
standard.
A
Yeah,
lot of people are choosing, as Magic and Kawanda said earlier, they're choosing to stay single based on past relationships, based on fears, and based on their knowledge that they're not going to be content with the same repeated things over again.
that's
Okay.
called damage. All I heard right there, all that summed up to damage. That's it. Everything
Well,
you
yeah,
just said right there was damage.
that's
I
Period.
true.
mean, not necessarily damage. You know,
I'm
women
good. No, so
not
no,
necessarily. I
I'm
wouldn't
saying
say
what he said.
that
I'm
because
sorry. No. I'm not saying you just
Maybe you're just not healed enough to
that
go
what he's saying.
to
Yeah,
a different relationship.
that's what.
and that might be what you might be
Exactly.
doing by not wanting to date or be rushed into a. Who wants to rush into a relationship and they're feeling like maybe something in themselves they need to work on. Like
Right.
sometimes you got to look at that. Like why be in a rush? Because like she was just saying, the person you'll know when it's that gonna be that person. You'll know
Right.
that man when he arrives, however long it takes, or just the main focus got to be yourself until that time comes, though. And like
Right.
every day, it's like a challenge. Like do you go out there and to where you're getting this attention? Should I date? Should I respond to these text messages? Should I? That's the challenge that you have to get through every day.
Yeah,
Because
get
it's
off
nothing but a
text
phone
messages.
call or text away. You know what I mean? It's like, it's about focus. You know what I mean? And like you were saying, like I done been married before too. I don't know if you guys know, but I got 9 children and 5 daughters, 4 sons. Yeah, I done raised my oldest twin daughters. They're 20 years old. So
I'm from a large family, so I ain't mad at that.
yeah, so it's like I done
Right.
raised kids. I done went to school. I done did it all, far as the basics. And and I didn't grow up with like my mom and dad in the household, but my grandmother and grandfather were like a very huge part of my life from like toddler age.
If you don't mind me asking,
So
out of 9 children, how many fathers?
3, yeah, got 3 baby fathers, 1 deceased.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I had to ask. I mean, damn, it's a lot of children. I ain't gonna lie. There's 9 children.
Yeah, it is.
So I had to ask.
As long as you're responsible.
No, for sure. That's all that matters. But you being responsible for yourself is first. So if you would have told me I got 8 baby daddies, but 9 children, huh? Like you ain't responsible for shit. You got 3 that's respectable. You know what I'm saying? With 9 children, I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. That matters. That really does matter.
Because you want your kids to be with one person. You know what I mean? So it's still a lot.
No doubt. I don't knock that at all. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
But
so the damage, though, y'all mentioned damage. I wanted to address that. Like, it don't have to be a damage. Like, some people are affected by things. You get affected by things, of course. That's like losing a loved one. You ain't gonna just heal overnight. You done lost somebody you done loved all your life. So it's like the same thing with healing from relationships. You don't gotta claim to be damaged. You could be, healing. Healing is gonna, you can grow from healing. You can actually grow from healing. So and understanding that pain and being able to cope with the pain or of whatever, even if it's pain, it might be guilt. It depends on what you went through in that relationship.
I'll give you an example of what I was talking about as far as the damage, right? So the damage from my past relationships, right, was loyalty. You see what I'm saying? So that's a big thing on my chart. So that damage that was caused to me when I was younger made me raise that bar towards like if a person doesn't meet these criteria, which he supersedes, if they don't meet at least those criteria, you don't meet my expectations. So my damage made me make my boundaries. You see what I'm saying? So your damage does affect you. You made your boundaries due to your damage. So he did this, you ain't gonna allow that no more.
But it's how you take it too. You can become bitter about it. There's 2 ways to look at it. You can take that and, like I said, grow from it, or you can be bitter about it. When you say damage, like these triggers that we have as women, because everybody doesn't want to be put in the same box and stuff like that. But you're right, exactly what you just said about you can't help that you're affected by it. You really can't.
It stems from experiences positive and negative, but those
This
tend to
is the
be
problem.
more damaging negative
The
situations.
whole
That's
thing.
all.
Okay. The
I'm sorry.
problem having with the whole thing is this. I see it and hear it too often where people are more concerned about what other people say and think. We should be past that point. Once you get in your 30s, you should be past that point worrying about what somebody think. Nobody is going to speak good about you every day, including your family and your friends. That's just a sad reality.
I'm not worried about what people
No,
think.
no, I'm not talking
You're
about you.
talking
I'm
about
just
in
saying
general. In general. Okay, yeah.
it's something that I hear so often. Well, well, what about this? Who gives a F what they
Right.
think or say? It doesn't
All of
define
that.
who you are. You're living your life. I can guarantee right now, those same people that people focused on what they're going to say and getting those accolades from them, ask them for some money to pay your bills.
That part.
Ask them for some money. If you want to see who your friends is, get down and out. Somebody made a song about that.
Yep. Bobby, well, who was it? Nobody wants you when you're down and out.
But I try to stay in that realm of reality. We all have our realms of reality, but some people live in a world of fallacy, and that it's not real.
And that's the most important thing.
Often reality.
Separate. When you can separate those two, then you don't have to question, like certain questions won't even apply to you in life. You know what I mean? It's like you have to separate the two. And that's the best thing you can gift yourself with, is just not getting caught up, in the fantasy of life.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I don't know. It's like, we can talk about this for a week, and I think we come to the peak of this because when it comes, you're women, so most women are not going to speak ill against other women, whether they believe it to be facts or not. That's just a simple reality. And
No,
I can,
like I told you before, I truly believe that women need to stop, be single for a minute, be celibate, and heal. It's just something that they need. So
Yes.
I see the damage that women is causing
Just
themselves.
drop the jewel right there. Yes.
I see women causing damage to themselves, and they do need to stop. So nobody is siding with women. However, that was just a shocking statistic that
it is shocking.
Yeah, well, you better call the fire department when you make that wish.
I got a question. Well, ladies, rather, not Vermont, but ladies, okay, so does that not include batteries? Celibacy?
I didn't use it.
What?
That's crazy.
He was asking during celibacy, should you use batteries or not? And I told him that I didn't use anything.
Right, that's really right there.
I can't relate to celibacy.
So I'll tell you right now. So that's how men and women differ right there, right? We'll be celibate, not with ourselves, but with women. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking.
Relate to celibacy. That's a no for me. If I feel it, and I
saying we don't lose.
I'm a Scorpio, so there's no celibacy.
Right. And I get it.
All right.
Hey, it works.
Hey, work for her and me. So
I'm good. I'm content. But I wanted to say to Kawanda, and going back to the premise of this podcast today, why women leave relationships. Being in Kawanda, like I said earlier, empathizing with women. She has 9 kids. She don't have time to put up with a 10th one. She don't have time to put up with a childish man. She does not have time.
That's what I understand.
She had 2 and she put up with a third. What you talking about?
Non-stop, 24/7 with all of her children. She don't have time for mess. I can guarantee that.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
She had children. She's a mother. She had 2 children. She got a third. What seems to be problem?
Wait,
Yeah.
hold
I'm
on.
just saying,
Scorpio.
I like my
Well, I'm 55. I don't know how old you are, Miss Scorpio, but I'm 55. And
She's
there's no
she's
celibacy
close
with
to
me.
your age.
I'm ignorant this season. Don't you throw me up under the table.
I'm younger than all y'all. I'll throw all y'all under the table.
I think Rwanda is the youngest.
Yeah,
Wait,
Men and women are supposed to come at least 20 times a month. And I'm gonna make
Okay, right.
Oh, where you get that figure come from? But I
she's made up some math.
ask the doctor.
Look,
Well,
That's what the hell that was right there.
here's the thing.
Now that's a fact. A man is supposed to ejaculate more than 20 times a month. In order
and
for his prostate to stay in order. Women
Right.
She said ejaculate. We got nothing with y'all.
No, I'm asking the question. How long are they supposed to last?
The orgasm?
No, the man.
How long? Now see now. Hey now, I can only speak for me.
so y'all done took it too far. Really.
Hey, listen, y'all gotta carry it away. Now, we might have kids on here.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, the quick are good.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen. If you know some 3 and 5 minute men, then you need to kind of make some
We got
changes.
work. We got work to do. We got things.
It's okay. 3 or 5 minutes is okay because a lot of times that's all I need. Shit, that's 3 or 5. That's fine.
That's right.
5, yeah, that's good enough. I don't want to make love all the time. Come on, boy, let's fuck, let's go. I got shit to do.
Oh, shit, we're busy. Shit. You crying? I love it. That's funny.
Here's the thing, and it's good that being on this podcast, we're able to create harmony and joy where there's respect and a common courtesy, and I like that. And this show right here particularly has been one of the better ones, and I hope
I haven't been here. I haven't been here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying though. I'm just saying.
Not the reason why all that mess up he did in
I'm just saying. She gonna hear it. She gonna hear it.
You know why you ain't been here? Because you get on that plantation. That's the reason you ain't been here.
But you know what? Plantation paid off this mortgage, so I'm not mad at it. He could go right back to slavery.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. What she just say? What the fuck on? Hey, I'm younger than her and shit. She on the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's a get back from history and shit.
That part.
Wow.
Oh, dude.
Uh-oh.
Well, where did I go? Where am I?
Remember,
You see
lost the host.
Yeah, you don't see Vermont. They don't see Vermont. What the hell are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah. Kawanda, you have made some very
but actually, this is really good. It's really good.
Kawanda, you've made some very good points in some of the other videos. I'm glad I got the opportunity
to
talk to you. I enjoy a lot of the things that you say come from a real womanly, soft place, and I think that's cool for you. I think that's real cool. You had a lot of valid points, a lot of things that I agreed with that you've said in some of the other podcasts. So, yeah.
Thank you. Some stuff I really do. Some stuff I say I don't know what I'm. I try to keep up, but yeah. But thank you, though, and that's just how I just try to be as honest as I can. Yeah, topics. I want us to come up with more topics, some good stuff so we could get real deep. I want to get real deep with some stuff. So
here's the thing. You've been given that opportunity. All you have to do is present it.
You're breaking up.
It's double talking over you, Bob.
Huh?
Right.
It's like double talking over you. It's weird.
Somebody has their phone on YouTube or on Facebook.
Not us.
Let me see. I ain't on Facebook.
It didn't start doing it till you came back in.
Yeah, it's you, Ramon. Get your ass off Facebook.
I'm not on Facebook.
It starts and you came back.
I just left out.
Everybody heard it when you came back. It's like a little echo type situation going on,
it's
bro.
feedback. You have feedback.
Yeah,
What about that?
that's perfect.
better.
You got it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Ramon, for the invitation. I need to go.
This was
It's nice meeting you guys. The topic was a good topic. I think I can expand on it a little bit more, but I appreciate you for the invitation, Ramon. Thank you.
Hey, it was a pleasure. I enjoyed my first time.
Well, again, we didn't come to the climax of the show, so we're going to bring this to an end. I don't know what this is.
We can't understand you. It sounds like you're bringing to an end.
So tomorrow's show, I don't know, Kawanda, if you want to come up with a subject, you can. Let me know during the daytime before I go to work and get it on. So again, thank you, Alonda, Buddha, thank you, Magic, thank you, Kawanda, for being on, and for all those of you that tuned in. Thank you for the support. God bless you, and all have a good night and be safe.
All right. Good night,
I'll take care.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. You too.